messages from spirit don't always come when we're channeling or sitting down to meditate. Sometimes they just come in conversation. We have to be open to how a message wants to come through, and I want to share about that today for your channeled Schumann resonance energy update. But before I do that, you can see on the graph that to me it feels, they're saying like gut-wrenching release, heart-wrenching release, like deep. You know when you're sick, like you're puking, and then it keeps going and going and going, your muscles keep contracting and contracting. They're like, there's nothing left. That's kind of what it feels like right now. So last night at dinner, we were just playing a silly game. I don't even know how it started, but we were trying to guess what my husband was thinking or what he was going to do next. And most of it was just very silly, like what next bite he was going to eat, or something that was just absurd, like you're thinking about riding a lion, like something that he would never think about. And then out of nowhere, my daughter goes, "You're thinking about getting revenge." And we're all like, okay, well that took a dark turn. And then my husband, who he just is this person, he's like, starts talking about how when we revenge or think we're getting revenge on someone, that we're actually hurting ourselves just as much as we think we're hurting the other person, or we're hurting ourselves more because we are choosing to create this pain, and then we have to live with that pain and live with the decision that we had to make that choice. And what's really interesting to me, and why I know it's a message from spirit coming through, is out of nowhere, quote unquote out of nowhere, right before we were playing that game at dinner, I had this thought of, I saw something on social media when I was just quickly scrolling through about someone who was going around and unaliving people who were doing terrible things to kids, and just like ridding the world of horrible people. And so I just have this flash of that image from social come into my head. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then my daughter brings up this message about revenge, and then my husband goes on to say, choice we make, we live with that choice. And because nothing is separate for me, I then asked later in the evening to myself, where am I projecting pain, or think that I am justified in creating pain or inflicting pain or revenge on someone else, but really I'm just hurting myself? And then therefore, where is that wound within me that I need to look at? And maybe that's something